34-yard touchdown reception. That's the longest touchdown reception by an offensive lineman since at least 1975.
How about that? They don't send them out enough.
And that's the longest reception by any offensive lineman since Brian Balding had a 37-yarder back in 1988. Meanwhile, the Bucs do have an early turnover here, giving it back to Atlanta. Ronald Jones fumble. Here comes Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, who, by the way, did walk into the locker room earlier in the first half. 27-yard field goal attempt by Younghoe Koo is good. And now Jameis Winston back out here. Down 10-0.
Okay, Jameis.
Ball down across midfield with Rashad Perriman.
And it's been impressive because he's without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin. And Perriman has just stepped right into that top receiver role, and Jameis is still playing well.
1st and 20 now after the Bucs got backed up. Here's Winston going back to Peyton Barber. He'll get 11. He'll get all the penalty yardage back. And 1. Now make it a 2nd and 9. Winston. Oof. And there's Mr. 5,000.
5K.
Jameis Winston, now the 8th quarterback in NFL history to go for over 5,000, the first ever by a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. So congratulations,
Jameis Winston.
Caps off that drive with a touchdown to Cam Brady.
The Jameis Winston experience, it is a roller coaster, isn't it?
Oh, man.
Well, that's for sure. Here's Jameis.
Oh.
There's your pick.
There's a downside of the roller coaster.
29th interception of the year goes to Ricardo Allen, who returns it all the way inside the 20.
It's the same route he threw earlier. He threw it on time and on target. And this one, he just kind of let the DB undercut it. Rough.
And how about Devin White picking up? This is a fumble, right?
It's a fumble.
Yeah, fumble, right? Yeah, I missed the first part of that. So Devin White picks up the fumble and races to the end zone. This will be the 2nd fumble return for a score he's had this season. The rookie out of LSU watched his Tigers get a big win in the college football semifinal last night over Oklahoma. Here comes Matt Ryan.
There goes the big
Julio. Oh, Julio getting loose. Inside Buck territory now. How about a handoff to Devontae Freeman? And this is the Falcons offense that we just thought we were going to see all year long.
Yeah. And then they've come on a lot stronger in the second half of the season. Feeling like they have something to play for in their coach, Dan Quinn.
Yeah.
You know, they had the players-only meeting that never works.
Right.
And they've actually responded.
I've been a part of some good players-only meetings.
What team?
I mean, the Raiders.
Why'd you have so many?
Those didn't work either.
I played for a long time, right?
I played for
a long time,
I got you. Sure did. Younghoe Koo, 45-yard field goal attempt is good. Falcons retake the lead, 16-14. I mentioned Julio Jones had to head into the locker room, a little banged up.
I got a question for you, Hawk. As a receiver and pass catcher, Julio, as great as he is, as many receptions and yards as he gets, why the lack of touchdowns?
That's a good question, man. That's a good question. I wish I had a real answer for you. There's just some guys who have a knack once you get in the red zone. I also wish the Falcons would make him more of a focal point.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a Matt
think
Ryan,
that's one of the things.
A play calling.
Yeah.
You got to make it a priority. Similar to how New Orleans does with Michael Thomas. They get
really,
down there. Yeah. They understand. It's an advantage.
Always has an impact on the game. Can't say that for Julio, at least in the stat sheet. Right. He's always impacting the game with coverage, but. Oh my gosh! Look at this! Final seconds!
Come on.
Jameis, give it!
Jameis, you're saying no. Yes!
2-point attempt.
Run it in, Jameis.
Go, Jameis. Oh.
Yes, he will.
Okay.
22 to 16 after
he just has those.
Essentially a Hail Mary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. You talk about having a short memory, Rhett.
Yeah, man, he does.
That guy doesn't have a memory.
Groundhog Day every day.
Every throw.
Jameis Winston. And look, sometimes that is a positive for quarterbacks. 10 of 17, 181, 2 touchdowns, and the interception. But Jameis going over 5,000 yards this season. First ever Bucs quarterback to do it. Just the 8th quarterback ever in NFL history. Score alert for you in Kansas City. Score alert for you in Foxborough. We'll tell you who and what. Hey, we went to overtime down in Tampa. Bucs and Falcons. Say it ain't so.
Come on, James.
Oh, listen.
James
with the game-winning touchdown pass in overtime.
So he had one.
Yeah, go ahead, Marcel.
He had the milestone of
the 5,000 yards.
5,000 Amazing.
Yards.
hats off to Jameis. 5,000 yards, but he also now has the distinction of being the only quarterback in NFL history to throw over 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions.
30 and 30, not talking about the series.
That predictive analysis tool that I used earlier.
He's also now
the app you created, right?
Also now thrown the most pick-6s in a single season of all time. That's
most
7
pick-6s ever, James.
Wow. And that one,
most pick-6s?
Yeah. That one moves the Falcons and Bucs both to 7-9 for the season.
This is your king, James Jones? This is who you want to give $100 million to, Jameis Jones?
Wow.
Okay.
Oh my.
Look it up, Sam.
28-22 Falcons with the win. All right, look. Here's a look at the NFC playoff picture as it stands right now. Again, the